you ready with that? Okay, so we're going to pop over to that now for a second, and then when we come back, I guess you'll get to see my grizzly mug going at it again. Hey, stay tuned.
My name is ReneMarie. I'm the president and founder of ReneMarie's Language of Love Foundation, Incorporated. We are so excited. On May 6th, 2018, from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., we are about to launch our 4th annual telethon. We are partnering with Willie Gill Productions and the Village Connection Radio Studio. It is so exciting that we have this platform to change lives. We are planning on having doctors, entertainers, stroke survivors, so that you can hear their story and how it feels to suffer a stroke. I myself have suffered a stroke back in 1989. With the blessing to have a second chance at life, I became an advocate and started a foundation. I am so blessed to have a telethon team and to have a Stroke of Luck Internet TV program team. At 8:30 a.m., my Stroke of Luck Internet TV program kicks off the telethon with wonderful information, with music, with stories, with doctors, with entertainers. Then we'll be intermingling with the Village Connection Radio TV channel station. We are come on for their commercials. I'll be co-hosting some of the shows. My team will be co-hosting some of the shows. We really are blessed to have this platform to save lives. It is a passion of mine to bring hope and love to people, to save their lives. And not only, if you think about it, not only saving their lives as far as physically, but save their lives, save the quality of life. And that really has to do with, having the support and the love around you when you're recovering from a stroke. So please join us. We are on a roll with our 4th annual telethon, May 6th, 2018, from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. We'll be broadcasting live from the Village Connection Radio Studio in Long Island. If you'd like to donate today, we're so grateful and thankful for your partnering with us. Please go to either website. You can donate at www.ReneMarieLanguageOfLove.org or www.languageoflovetelethon.org. You'll be able to click on the PayPal link and make any donation. Any donation we are grateful for. Thank you so much. We look forward to being with you on that day. Say hi, Facebook Live, stream in. And if you have a story about your strokes or someone you know and love who had a stroke or aphasia, please contact us. We would love to hear your story and you could become part of our family. Thank you. And together, we are lifting our voices and changing the face of strokes and aphasia locally and around the globe. See you there. I believe in love.
Well, we're back again, and now I want to introduce David Patrick Wilson. He's going to be singing One Way Out with the backup track by Straight Shot.
There you go.
Is that an original, may I ask? The song?
Out?
Yeah, I never...
No, David's an original, but
Okay.
the song is not an original.
She's so good. She's so quick. She's so quick.
That's one of my favorites. I knew Allman, and he was a character, but I met him when he was going through the Cher years.
Wow,
So
wow,
it was kind of a rough time for him.
wow. Well, in our
We
next,
just lost him last year, which is
I know.
tragedy. God rest his soul.
wow, in
Great
our next
talent.
So
segment.
in memory,
So this is kind of in memory of Greg.
Okay,
So-
take it away.
One way out here, baby. Lord, I just can't go out that door. Ain't but one way out, baby. Lord, I just can't go out that door. 'Cause there's a man down there, oh, might be your man, I don't know. Oh yeah, now listen up. Hey, I'm foolish. Be here on the first place. Somebody gonna come along and take my place. Lay that window, baby. I just ease myself down so. Hey, your neighbors have you walking, talking that stuff that they don't know. No, they don't. No, they don't. Wow. Hey. We're here today with one donation. We need to have you on board with us 100% to help us out. We need your participation because we need to let people know what aphasia and stroke can do. Okay? So you go to languageoflove.telethon.org or ReneMarie languageoflove.org and make your donations or go online and text it. We'll get you that number soon. But in the meantime, it's one thing to be entertained by all this. It's another thing to understand that this is no joke. And we really need you on board. So thanks for being here. I got to get back to work. Little drum solo now. Yeah. These boys are straight shots. Band I've been working with for a while. We got it all going on. We want to see you coming around. They're on board with this whole thing too. Here we go. Yeah. Hope you're boogieing out there. Remember, Language of Love, Telethon.org. Get on, donate. You ready? Let's finish this thing up. Like I said, foolish to be here on the first place. Somebody gonna come along and take my place. Ain't no way in the world I'm walking out that front door. Baby. 'Cause there's a man down there, oh, might be your man, I don't know. I said there's a man down there, who might be your man, I don't know. I say that the man down there, wow, might just be your man. Oh Lord, he just might be your man. Lord, he just might be your man. Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby, I just don't know. Oh no. Wow! Got to go! Wow! Yeah. Bye-bye.
All right. Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you,
That was
David
awesome.
Patrick Wilson.
That was awesome. You could tell he loves to sing. He sings from a place, you know.
Well, he's not there when he's singing, really.
I know. Either am I. So I get that. It's just like you get into a different zone and just like enjoy life. We're gonna stream into another show. The Unger the Radar show. It's on at 1 to 2. For the first half an hour, Randy is gracious enough to allow us to use that platform to continue the telethon. And he really has been a wonderful. Everybody at Village Connection Radio has been really a joy and really a pleasure to have connected with. In my world, I can't talk about anybody else's world, but in my world, it's divine intervention from God really doing their work for us to be able to have this platform. I don't think everybody realizes how big and how responsible this platform is when you're on the air and you're touching people's lives. You have the possibility to touch them in a negative way or a positive way. And we at the Language of Love and Stroke of Luck team always want to do it in a positive way. So we hope that we're doing that. But once again, we want to give thanks to the Village Connection Studio, the network, Jim.
And Evan Ginsberg.
Yes,
for giving
Evan
us his
Ginsberg,
time.
Pamela,
And Randy
Jim.
Unger.
Yep, Randy Unger, Jim, Mike, Stephen. It really is a pleasure.
You know, alone you can do very little, but
Yeah.
together, when you work together as a community, that's when things start happening.
yeah.
And that's why we want you to join us. We want you to join us and become part of the community at ReneMarieLanguageOfLove.org.
Yes. So we're gonna stream into a video by Bernie McDavitt. We're playing this again. She's our board nurse. She'll give you some information while we transition into Randy's show. And once again, we're really honored and privileged to continue this Language of Love telethon on the Unger the Radar TV show, internet TV show with Randy Unger. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Bernie McDavitt, the public health nurse of Wanacue, New Jersey, and also a board member of ReneMarie's Language of Love 501c3 Foundation. I'm so proud and happy to assist in spreading the valuable message of the foundation and being involved in prevention of dread disabling cerebrovascular accidents and also aphasia in particular. ReneMarie and Language of Love Foundation have worked tirelessly for the last 5 years with fundraising projects, producing telethons, and providing a very important voice for many victims and families who have been traumatized. Renee in particular is dedicated, focused, and so generous with her time and her efforts to ease financial demands associated with the essential rehabilitation. She is open and responsive to every possibility of providing assistance to those impacted and to promoting awareness. It is with awareness in mind that I will repeat the primary measures of emergency treatment. Stroke is an emergency. Number 1, recognize the signs and symptoms of stroke. Act fast. FAST is a reminder of the things to look for in stroke. Face is the F. Does your smile droop? Arms, A is arms. Raise your arms. Does one arm drift lower than the other? S stands for speech. Repeat a simple sentence. Is it slurred or strange? If these things or any one of them is present, time is essential. Call 911. Get to the closest emergency room, preferably a stroke center. You will need someone to drive you. A tissue plasminogen activator, TPA, can be provided in the first 3 to 4 hours after symptom onset. A clot buster can be used if there is a clot in the brain. It cannot be used if there is hemorrhage. It can reverse brain tissue damage. Early diagnosis is key. There are keys to prevention as well. Ordinary prevention can be provided by doing your blood pressure as often as possible. Take medication as ordered by the doctor and keep your records. Don't stop your medication without your doctor knowing. Report abnormal findings to your doctor or symptoms of adverse events. Have physical exams, lab tests, as doctor recommends. Maintain a healthy diet and exercise. Walking is the best form of exercise, and you don't have to walk fast. Remember other items that we included in the talk earlier. Tomatoes and fish 2 times a week have been proven to prevent stroke. Have your carotids checked for abnormalities or request periodic ultrasound as your doctor prescribes. There are private pay screening programs. Lifeline screening is one of them and available in eastern United States. Search online, just put in Lifeline screening and you'll get the information. Remember, you are your best practitioner. Thank you very much. Stay healthy.
Hi, go ahead, Randy, take it away.
Hey guys, this is Under the Radar, a very special edition of Under the Radar. And with me right now we've got the 4th annual Language of Love Telethon. ReneMarie.
Thank you.
Welcome, welcome.
As we continue on.
Yay.
Continue on.
No, I'm not on smack. And we've got Nan Gill-Wilson.
Yes,
Yes.
you got it.
David Patrick Wilson.
He's good. He's
Good,
good.
hey.
You gotta have 3 names. You can't play.
And
Oh.
we're Willy Gilly, so.
And we
Yeah, I want
have
to talk about that too, actually.
Fulvio.
Oh, I'm sorry, Fulvio, I'm not used to
He's,
Skype.
he's not used to Skype, so.
Hey,
He's a
there
lot
you
flatter
are.
than he usually is.
Yeah. So how's everyone doing today?
Flatter. I said flatter. It's a flattering.
What's flattering?
It's a flattering. What are you?
It's early out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's 3 hours. What time is it?
It's 10. 10:01.
10:01.
Yeah, I have no
10:01.
idea what time it is.
Are
Ask me at
It's-
3:30.
Does anybody really know what time it
He's
is?
over in California?
He's in Vancouver.
Oh, Vancouver.
Vancouver.
Gotcha.
Love Vancouver. I did a wise guy up there.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
I got here just
Stephen
just
Cat.
after that, 1992.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's. I love that that city, though. It's beautiful.
Nice. So, guys, I just want
Are
to.
you in rec?
Sorry. I want to just dive right in, and I want everyone to just tell me a little bit about Language of Love and what you guys are hoping to accomplish with this telethon.
Well, the forefront is to bring awareness to stroke and aphasia to save lives.
Right.
That is the forefront of everything, because 80% of strokes can be prevented if you know how to take care of yourself. Strokes is a first leading cause of disability in the world, or the country, and we want to prevent that. So that really is the forefront. Then, of course, we need the financial aid to keep doing the shows and keep helping. Our mission, our 3 mission statements are to bring stroke and aphasia awareness around the world. That's number 1. Number 2 is to do an annual telethon, which is our 4th. Yay! And Fulvio was right by my side the whole time, thinking I was crazy and supporting me anyway. And
Doing a great job.
I know. And then the third one is really the passionate one that I have a passion for. The third one is to help those that their insurance has run out after they suffer stroke or aphasia, to support those to continue on with their recovery. Because strokes, insurance and politics tell the patient when their the therapy should end and when their doctor visit should end. And they have each individual stroke and aphasia person. It's different.
It's
so
an individual.
different.
They're all
It's
individuals.
It's individual.
Not
So
one size fits all.
yeah, it never in any illness. I'm not saying it about, but our world is stroke and aphasia. So
Right.
so with this platform that the Village Connection and yourself have gifted us with.
Yeah, thank you so much for
Yeah,
doing this.
thank you.
Of course.
It just gives us the platform to reach the world and to let the world know what we're doing, and hopefully they'll support us and give to us a little bit.
Okay.
And I want to say,
yeah.
I very rarely found a woman with the passion that ReneMarie has. I mean, she's really there.
That's awesome.
And, to do what needs to be done to get the job done. And
it
we
means a lot
really
to me
appreciate.
because, one of the reasons that I got into the business that I got into was I had
An aunt who was just incredibly talented and gifted and beautiful, and she had her other qualities too, but she was so talented in entertaining. She was the most entertaining person that I'd ever known since the time I was a toddler. She kept us busy. She could do 1,000 voices, and she died of a stroke at the age of 54.
Wow.
And she was
Wow, I
out
didn't
tending
know
her
that.
garden. Yeah, she did. She was tending her garden, and that was it. And bam, she was gone. And
Most of the voices that David has, he got from her.
I did.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true.
That's awesome.
She probably had a few more than I do.
Well, I'd like to say that strokes do not discriminate. I actually have doctor friends of mine that I know much younger than I, and they've suffered strokes. As you wouldn't even imagine, they're big, burly shape, and it happens.
Can happen to
So,
anyone.
Yeah,
We
it
need
is.
to-
Can happen to anyone.
Yeah, at any age, and that's really the key. Our motto is together we are lifting the voices and changing the face. The face meaning that people think that your grandmother has a stroke or a grandfather has a stroke.
Yeah.
And we're really changing that concept in the world.
To have that beautiful young couple in here earlier
Yes.
during the telethon,
She
who
was
was just
30.
30 years old.
Yeah.
And she was a survivor?
She was a
Yeah,
survivor. We've had a
beautiful
few survivors
lady.
on today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I suffered at 26. So
Oh, really?
between my children.
It's often thought that it's for older people, no?
Well, yes,
Yeah.
that's why I said, you think it's for a grandmother or grandfather
Right.
that really suffers a stroke, but it doesn't. It doesn't. It happens to everybody.
Wow. So, how exactly did you guys get involved with Language of Love?
Renee.
Well, how else?
ReneMarie.
She actually came to be on Nan's program,
Right.
Empowering Women Everywhere, which
Okay.
we do. We shoot in our little, office and studio upstate up in Goshen, New York. And we're in film and television production. Anyway, we produced a film Collar, which is you can get on Vimeo.com on demand.
That's
Collar.
with Tom Sizemore.
Yeah,
and
it's
Richard
Tom
Brown.
Sizemore, Rebecca De Mornay, Richard Roundtree.
And you?
And David
yeah,
Patrick
I'm in there
Wilson.
too.
I
And
have a cameo.
Oh, okay.
Nan's actually in it, but
I'm
Nan was
Nan in
the
the
Nan was the executive producer. She ran the Insanity.
Wow.
I just got
Cool.
out there and did what I do. So she came on. She came on.
What was that, Fulvio?
I was just moving the computer.
That's all?
But David actually wrote the movie like 20 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And it's about a cop who shoots a young black kid and causes an uprising in the community. And people weren't ready for it when we first started doing it. And I don't know.
They didn't believe that it would ever happen.
It would tell me. It took me 10 years to get it made, and I had to make it. We had to make it ourselves. Because so and in a lot of ways it's like this this affliction. People don't believe it's ever going to happen to them. They don't really know what it is. They don't know what the signs are, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're So when she told us, when we met with her and she interviewed with us on air, and it just was so, it demanded that we participate in some way, and then she asked us to step in.
And you guys are masters of ceremony, right?
Yeah, we are.
We're
part of the circus.
What does that mean? What are your duties? I'm curious.
Well, I think it's just to keep the ball rolling, and, right? Basically, keep the ball rolling, and keep people connected to what it is that we're doing and what it is that we're trying to achieve. Asking for the donations, but also, asking questions, important questions. I think that they're important questions.
Yeah.
And having some fun with it too. I mean, if it's a telethon can be really daunting if it's not entertaining. But boy, they've got some incredible entertainers that they've had involved here.
Yeah. And the truth is that you just have to be able to go with the flow and really keep your hat on and
enjoy.
I love this stuff. It's great.
Enjoy. Fulvio's the vice president of the foundation.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Right, Fulvio? I got you involved.
I've been there since the beginning. Renee approached me about it, and I feel guilty at times because I wish I could do more, but I'm so far away. But every little way that I can help, I love it. I mean, I support Renee. I support the organization. I hope people are watching and will donate, wholeheartedly. I think you've lined up a lot of great people on the show. It looks great. Thank you, Jim, Randy, for the Village Radio. It's really awesome. Thanks for the support. I want to thank Evan for giving up his time slot. So I really appreciate it.
Don't forget Steve.
And Steve.
Don't forget Steve in the corner.
Thank you.
But Fulvio and I go back, like nobody knows this, but Fulvio and I lived a stone throw away from each other growing up. I think you were 4 years older than me, so he was like in that the outer, when you're in high school, like I was the senior when I was a freshman. I wasn't,
Right.
But we didn't reconnect until later.
So you went to the same high school?
Yeah.
Far out.
He lived. I'm telling you, if we could walk between our house, like the houses in the back, it would take me 2 minutes to get to his house.
Wow.
Yeah. But then.
And here's a little bit of trivia. We have a very famous neighbor. Debbie Harry of Blondie lives.
Oh, there you go.
From us.
Wow.
Well, I didn't know that. Where'd she live?
On the old place.
Oh.
Wow.
Now you found out something too.
Yeah.
Gosh, I gotta go check it out. No.
Now, ReneMarie, I had a question. Do you act yourself? Because you're surrounded by performers here.
No, I don't act.
You sing all the time.
I sing,
Yeah,
but I don't act.
Sing.
I don't act. I'm an
Well,
entertainer. No.
Yeah.
They're gonna put me into a show.
We'll figure out how that goes. We'll see how that goes.
But you know what? I'm not good at acting. I can't remember. I guess I have to put it into a musical theme if I want to remember something. But for me to remember, what's it called?
I teach acting, dear. So when you come, we'll
Fulvio,
talk more about that.
Oh my gosh! You know
it's
what?
not about memory. It's about learning.
Yeah.
You
You're
know?
correct. But I love to sing. And I never thought I would have this platform to be in front of the camera all the time. But I felt like, it was really important for me to share my story and to really, and I love to touch people with music.
Yeah.
I love to touch people with music. That's how I speak the best, is through my music.
I remember
connecting
when we
with
were
people.
back at Madhouse TV, you would always be performing. Singing.
Always.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And I even, I always do it. I always make it a point of doing it on the show before, like one time during my Stroke of Luck show. So.
Where are they? Where's Tommy and Janine?
Tommy does a show from here now.
Yeah.
Oh, does he really?
Good.
Yes.
All right. Well, why isn't he here today?
I
Tommy?
don't know. I asked.
Tommy?
All right, Tommy.
Tommy.
He has some personal things he's
Well, you know, it's okay.
okay.
You're not here. Just donate.
No, you know what? Tommy suffered a stroke.
Did he really?
Yeah. Before our telethon last year, and you know, it was honor for him to be on the platform to be able to share.
Wow.
Yeah, he suffered a stroke.
I wish we could have gotten Walter Trout here because Walter's an incredible
It's
blues
amazing.
musician, great
Next
guitar
year.
player.
Next year.
Yeah, we'll have to try and figure out a way to get
we
him
have
here.
to get an early date for him because he tours all over the place.
And he you know,
lost everything.
what a story that is.
He couldn't
Just
even
amazing.
talk.
Wow.
Talk
For
about
months and
not
months
even
and
be
months.
able to play the guitar.
No, he was listen. He was all the way out the
And
door.
he
That
was ready to go.
Yeah.
And his
Wow.
wife said, "No, you're not going. We're going to bring you back." And she's the one that kept him. She was the caregiver
Wow.
that kept him and brought him back. And he had to learn how to play the guitar
all
again.
over again.
And he really knows now.
But you know, there's
We
something
were-
in that. You know, he says it was therapeutic for him to get back to playing the guitar because he started reconnecting all of the connections
Yes,
that
yes.
it takes. All of the
Music is
brain
therapy.
power to connect.
Music
right?
is a therapy.
Yeah.
Yep.
And guys, I want to switch
I'd
gears.
like to see him on the show.
What's that?
I say I'd like to see Walter Trout on the show.
Yeah. We'll get him here next year.
We'll
I
tell
tell
you when.
We'll
because
get you. We'll get him.
next year we're going to do a show, like a blues festival up in Connecticut.
Oh.
2019.
We'll have to get you
so we'll
in
get
there.
it. We'll work that out.
You have to come back for.
We'll invite you down.
Two left feet blues
Okay.
festival.
That's what's cool.
So, guys, this question is for Nan, David, and Fulvio. What is it about acting that fascinates all of you guys? What's the passion?
That's such a good question.
You know what? It's just the fun and fascination of being able to step outside your own skin and into somebody else's. You know, it's be able to take somebody else's words and bring them to life in a meaningful way that, you know, is connected to you, but it isn't you. And, you know, that's for me has always been the biggest fascination. And in a way that's, you know, once again, I say it's got to be entertaining. No matter how heavy it is, no matter how, you know, what the material is, comedy, drama, Shakespearean tragedy, whatever it is, you know, it's about creating it as an entertainment that has value.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Well, David had gotten a full scholarship to Columbia University, and he walked away
Really?
To become an actor.
Oh.
to become an actor because he was in it until he wasn't going to get drafted. And as soon as he found out he wasn't going to get
Yeah,
drafted,
as soon as the lottery happened, I
for
said,
the
"Oh, bye."
Vietnam War, he left, and he went, and he saw something on television that said that in a half-hour TV show.
No, the worst rated network program at the time. This is 1969. It was seen by more people in one night than was seen by on all of the stages and all of the theaters in all of the world in all of recorded history
Oh my God.
in one night.
What was
Right.
the show?
Any
was
show.
just any
it was
show.
It was Marshall McLuhan in his book. Marshall McLuhan was a McGill University professor, and he you know in communication.
Right, I remember that.
And he said medium is a
Media.
massage, right? And there is a quote in there where he said the worst rated, you know,
television
program in
show.
history.
Yeah. So he
So-
felt that was the way that he could make the biggest difference on the planet.
Yeah.
Right. So what about you, Fulvio? What do you got?
Yeah.
What do you like acting?
To me, it's even more so
What?
than that.
Say the.
Not wanting to grow up. I mean, basically, it's cowboys and Indians.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, and you know the money's good, and I feel more alive, maybe, you know, on a film set than in actual real life. It's just so, you know, you're on a spaceship. You know, spaceships don't exist, but yeah, they do. I'm in one. I'm acting in one
Yeah.
right now. You know, it's an alternate reality.
What are you doing
So-
now? What are you doing now?
What are you working on now?
Well, right now, I finished a Christmas movie.
Oh, cool.
It's a cute little thing called Christmas Cupcakes. I guess you'll see it in November, December. I did a show called Project Blue Book, which is based on an actual military thing that we had called the Blue Book. It was about UFO sightings.
Right.
So it's very X-File-ish. I did a guest star on Supernatural. That was my second time, and that just came out in March. I've been busy trying to produce some stuff. I'm trying to get a Western off the ground, a military drama off the ground, an action adventure off the ground.
Cool.
I directed a documentary that I should have some pretty good news for soon about pro wrestling back in the territory days.
Very
Life on the
cool.
Road.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I think they're going to really love that. So I've been pretty busy. I have a day job. I work in special effects on a TV show. So we're always building, stuff to flip cars and smoke and
Wow.
water towers and all kinds of really interesting stuff.
Cool.
So it's a fascinating thing. I mean, every day I'm on something new. I'm on the stage. I'm on location. I'm at an audition. I'm on set. It's pretty fascinating.
Yeah, that's great, man.
We'll have to come up and visit you.
Yeah, exactly. It's great. That's
I'm
great.
on now. It's so beautiful here.
And,
So wait till it's a little bit warmer.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
working on a new production too. We're raising some cap to do a coming of age film about a high school football superstar who injures his best friend in a tackling drill and quits playing the game, becomes an instant villain in his own town. But so it's really all about. It's kind of like Friday Night Lights, and the outside becomes the outsiders until Benji shows up, because the hero of the film's a dog.
Wow.
So it's a
called
real fun
Shadow
thing.
Serenade.
Shadow Serenade. So we're working on that. We should be shooting that in June, July.
Wow.
Now, David and Fulvio, I have a question for both of you. You've both done a lot of film and TV.
Yeah.
Do you prefer one over the other, or are they about the same to you?
You know something? I mean, I feel like I'm stealing people's money when I'm working either film or TV. My thing is, I love stage, man. I love live performance. I love being out there when there's an audience on the other side of the lights, and you feel their heat, and you're really, you're living it live. It's just flat out. There's no cut. There's no, you're living the life. It's real time.
Nice.
And so that's really my real passion in acting. The other stuff is like a piece of cake for me. Come over here, stand over here, we hit the mark, deliver the lines. I mean, you do the same kind of background work, you do the same kind of character work, but it's just not. It's just a different game.
Like that episode of Who's the Boss?
Yeah, right.
What was that like? I'm really curious.
The funny thing about that is I never did that. I got credited with that. I never did. I can't remember. I actually co-wrote the original teleplay for that.
Okay.
Right, with a writer named who's passed now. She was married
Rosemary.
to Chuck Mangione, ReneMarie Accord Mangione, and but we wrote that, and then somehow it ended up in Danza's hands, and bingo, it was gone. It was originally called Jesus and the Lady,
Wow.
and so that was that was kind of an upset. But I don't know where that credit came from.
Yeah. I saw that last night. I had to ask. I was very curious.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they finally admitted that they wrote it.
Yeah, 30 years later.
How about you, Fulvio? What's your favorite?
Well, there's variables, because the thing about film is usually they're big productions, big budgets. You're working with major celebrities, so that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
The cake is better, right?
Yeah.
But then you can have like really small indie films, which are really tough, and you do it just because you love it. You're helping people out.
That's what we do.
And then TV, if it's a successful show, I mean, there's millions of people watching every single week, and the exposure is just enormous.
That's true.
So it's it's tough to say. I do mostly TV.
Well, no, TV is great. I mean, I did a TV series with Ed Asner, Bronx Zoo, and I loved working with Ed. Ed's going to be in this film. Ed's doing Shadow Serenade. He's playing a major character. He's playing Judge Keppelman.
Nice.
And and I love, it's not that I really enjoy doing television. And you're right, the celebrity aspect, to have people that it's like, and it is such a spaceship shot. You are isolated in this other reality. That is a lot of fun. It's just but it's like it's just for me. It's just like walk in, hit the spot, do the thing, walk out. Get the paycheck.
I like to say that I'm kind of like the hired gun. I'm there to make the celebrities look good.
Yeah.
So I do my job, and you've done your job if the director doesn't say anything.
Exactly. Right.
So I get very little talk from the director, so I think I'm okay.
That's good. But there you go.
Hey, Nan, I want to hear a little bit about empowering women every day.
Okay, well, I originally started the show because my heart is really after safe homes and helping women or men that are victims of domestic violence. So I became friendly with the woman that ran safe homes up in Orange County, New York, and it was actually started in someone's kitchen. And so she said to me, she said the most heartache that I've ever had was when I find out that someone lost their life and all they would have had to do was pick up the phone and call me, and I didn't get them quick enough. I didn't get to let them know that we're here to help, right? Okay. So I said, well, I'm going to do a public service announcement for her. Okay. You know? And I call around. Nobody would run it. So I said, heck with that. I'm doing a half-hour interview show. I'm putting it all over the internet. We're going to advertise it. I'm going to do an advertisement for her. So we started out very small. We were up only in Orange County, New York, and the Hudson Valley, and then we went to Pennsylvania, New Jersey. Now we're in Manhattan, on Manhattan Neighborhood
Network. We're in Indiana.
Wow.
We're in Indiana and Texas.
We're going to be on Cablevision, Spectrum, Fios, all those cable companies, and it's just been opening up. So what it is anyone that's doing work, because mostly if you're doing good work.
Like the good work, like the work that ReneMarie is doing.
Like what she's doing, that's why we had her on.
Yeah.
If you're doing good work in the community, you don't spend on advertising, you spend on your cause.
Right.
So this way, we give them, you know,
some breathing room.
Twitter, I do
themselves.
Instagram, I do everything to promote the work that they're doing, so they get the word out. So that's how it came out. We just edited our 41st show.
It's all part of the language of love. Yeah. Just to kind of bring it back around. Yes. You know, it really is. I mean,
amazing,
you know, we all do what we
women.
do because, and I think you'll agree with me, Fulvio, because we really love it. Yeah. You know, you don't get into this business if you don't. You know,
Fulvio's been in the business how many years? Over 30 some years.
This year, right now, this May, 35 years ago, I was in law school. I went from law school to taking my first acting class.
There you go.
David was slated to be a lawyer too.
That's right. I was going to Columbia, and that's what I did. Ostensibly, that's what I was there for. But I never wanted to be there in the first place. You know. And
worst year of my life.
Huh?
It was the worst year of my life, and I realized the law was not.
Right. This isn't where I belong, man. Right. That's it.
I went from law school to parking cars and taking acting classes.
Well,
and
you know, before I took acting class, when I started, I went to the neighborhood playhouse. I studied with Sandy Meisner 50 years ago.
Nice.
Okay, and in order to do that, I was totally disinherited by my family. They cut me off too short to hang up when I left Columbia. So I'm homeless. I'm sleeping in Central Park in Mother Goose's storybook. Literally, I would curl up on her storybook and I would sleep there, and then I would go to class, you know, and then so I was homeless for like the first 6 months that I was in acting school.
That's a movie right there.
Oh boy, I'll tell you, it was a trip. It was
homeless
really something.
in New York with Mother Goose.
Yeah, and everybody said,
what a dream.
You know, back then too, there were three networks, there were 6 studios, and half the theaters in New York were dark. So Meisner would tell us all the time, "There's nothing here for you. Forget about it. You're not going to be. There's no work for you. I don't even know why you're here." And when I came out of acting school, one thing I didn't expect was the success that I had. I had all my union cards within the first 6 weeks. I had a feature film with Robert Mitchum. I had my first national voiceover running, 2 national commercials, and I got a starring part in a play in Chicago.
And you played Superman in 1975.
I did. Yeah, and I went to my first Comic-Con a couple of weeks ago.
Nice.
I'd never been to one of those before. What'd you think? Oh, they're gas, man.
So great.
Yeah. They're insane. These people are nuts.
David, I've been to 3 conventions in the last 4 years in France because I did 2 episodes of Stargate.
Wow. Really?
It's crazy. I mean, it's so awesome, right? I mean, they remember. They love that nostalgia. They want to meet every character in the show. So it's pretty awesome.
Well, I did this.
And I love Marlon Brando, so congratulations on that.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, the Superman that I did was one based on the musical on Broadway, right? And it was this real kitsch piece. It was kind of like the old Batman series, but with music. Leslie Ann Warren, Loretta Swit.
Okay, so not the movie.
Huh?
Not the movie.
No, it wasn't the movie. It wasn't the movie.
It was
but
like
here's
a
a
TV
funny.
movie?
Here's a funny story. It was for ABC Wide World of Entertainment, which was a thing that they ran back in the early '70s, right? About 74, 75. And and the thing was, Chris Reeve was a really close friend of mine. We started out at Universal and doing features together. We did Great Lady Down with Charlton Heston. And there was a whole bunch of young kids in that film because we were all crewing on the ship, right? Well, Donner didn't want to use somebody that had done Superman before, especially one that was really a cartoon. I mean, because it was like just right out of it was like people pasted on the comic book. It was a real kitsch piece, you know. It was a real campy kind of piece.
It's really good. You can find it on YouTube.
You can go, it's on YouTube. You can watch the whole thing on YouTube.
It's called It's a
But
Bird,
Reeve,
It's a Plane.
Chris, I ran into Chris a couple of years after. He got Donner hired Chris, and Chris at the time was a bone, man. He was a skinny guy. He put on 50 pounds of muscle to do that film, which was amazing to me that anybody could do that. I mean, you know, and he run into
Did you
one
do
of
that
these
for the musical yourself?
No, I didn't have to. I mean, I was pretty beefed up. I was 205 pounds, and I was pretty
He used
solid.
to play football.
Yeah, I was, but Chris was not like he was this Yale drama guy. He was this kind of poetic waif, 6'4" poetic waif. But when we did. I run into him. We live in the same place up on the Upper West Side. I run into him on 72nd Street. He says, David, man, he says, I got to tell you, I took a bunch of your stuff, man. He watched the thing that I did, and he took a bunch of bits that he put into the original film. So my work is actually in the first film.
Wow.
Really?
The whole typewriter bit that he does. And I said to him at the time, I laughed and I said, hey, man, like Brando said, everybody steals. It's who from and how well.
Fulvio, you were in Cinderella Man, right?
That's great.
Great movie.
Yeah, that is a great movie.
The last half hour of that movie is me, Russell Crowe.
Yeah, right.
Johnny McAvoy in the big fight.
Yep. It's great.
That was still one of the big highlights.
Nice.
That's great.
This is a matter of trivia. I mean, people people in the industry that don't know, they're just watching a movie. Every single punch that Russell Crowe throws in that movie is choreographed, right? So I have to be in that position. It's like a dance.
Exactly.
Dance.
Right. Exactly.
It was incredible. And Ron Howard is such a great guy.
Isn't he?
He is Opie. He is just a sweet man.
Are you ready for Solo? He took over Solo. He did. He took over the directing job on Solo halfway through. So he's doing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the next Star Wars Solo. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was such a great experience.
Nice.
Howard's must be great to work with, right?
He is, and what he does is he asks. I mean, he's not some guy. To be honest, because it was so technical. He'd ask me like, do you remember where are you standing right now? And I'm like, I knew I had to know exactly what it was. But he's got the bigger picture to think about. So
right, exactly.
Just ask. He doesn't. He's a great director.
Yeah,
really
it's great. So
and actors director.
So Nan and David, just have like a minute or so left.
Okay.
Can you tell us a little bit, everyone who's watching, a little bit about Willie Gilly Productions?
Well, I'm the Willie, she's the Gilly, but now she's
Gilly,
the Willie
now
too. So she's we're a Willie Gilly Willie. We actually, I was on my way to New Mexico. I was on Long Island taking care of my uncle's estate, his business. And Nan said to me, "Well, listen, you have to go. Can't we make a little movie here?"
Okay.
And that's when we started
Collar.
working on Collar, which is now it's up on Vimeo, and we put the company together to do that, and we just decided, a year later to get married, and we've been.
We feel
Willie
that
Gilly.
if everyone just grew food and made movies, everyone would work. And there would
That's
be
true,
no
man.
poverty,
America-
and nobody would be left out.
Entertainment and
I want to live in that world.
And
And
if
that's what
you
we're
want to
working
see their
towards.
love story, you can go to ReneMarie Stroke of Luck TV because I did a whole show with them
Yeah.
about their
Yeah,
about
please do.
their dance.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna post it on Facebook tonight when I
Nice.
get home,
Okay.
so that everybody
We've known
can
each other
see.
since we were 12 years
We
old.
met
Really?
on a sleigh riding
On a
hill.
sleigh riding
Yes.
hill
Yeah.
when we were 12.
Yeah,
But
and
we didn't get married for 50 years.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful story that should be made into a movie.
That's another movie, seriously.
It was nice meeting
yeah.
you.
Fulvio, it's great to see you, man.
Thanks for having me, and congratulations on everything, Renee. It looks great.
Yeah.
Glad I had a chance to
Absolutely.
help out a little bit. Randy, it was nice meeting you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, of course.
And, it was great great talking to you. Ned, Steve, wherever
Hey,
you
man.
are back. Jim, thanks.
Thanks, bro.
Hey, man, maybe you'll come and do a bit in our little independent film, man.
Yes.
You never know. You come back
They're
this
trying
way.
to draw me in.
We'll
Yeah, we're trying to get her into it.
I got some good roles.
And Fulvio, if you're ever in New York, we'd love to have you come in for a one-on-one interview, in person.
Well, I was born in Canada, but I moved to New Jersey when I was a kid, and I can't be any more New Jerseyan. So
Nice.
I'm back in Jersey all the time, especially around the holidays, because my
Okay.
mom's still there. 89 years old and
Wow,
kicking.
God bless her.
Yeah.
God bless you.
So, look forward to seeing you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Sounds great.
Thank you,
Hey,
Fulvio.
thank you so much, man.
And the same
Peace.
goes
Thank
for
you.
you guys.
Thank
David, Nan, thank you so
Bye.
much for being here
Wonderful
today. It's
meeting
been
you.
great. Hope to have you on again.
Absolutely,
You know?
anytime.
Could talk more movies and TV.
Boy, there's lots of them out there.
Yeah, there's lots to cover.
Yeah,
Lots to
a
cover.
lot of them
We
out
barely
there.
even scratched the surface today.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
ReneMarie, thank you.
Oh, thank you for the opportunity
Yeah.
for really working with us.
This-
It's like I said, it's really important to get the awareness out, and we work together. Like we have actors and a part of the show, so we kind of mingled it together. It was pretty awesome.
Very great.
So,
Very great.
if you don't mind donating, if you have a few, yes, to the Language of Love, you just need to click on, go to ReneMarieLanguageOfLove.org or languageoflovetelethon.org. You can click on the PayPal or the Network for Good. And really, even if it's $5, $10, $20, if you have $10,000, we'll take that too. But your money will be well used in really saving people's lives, and not only saving people's lives, but saving the quality of their life if they've suffered a stroke. So
Yeah,
afterwards,
true.
they can continue to live on. So
Great.
thank you so much, Randy.
Thank you, ReneMarie.
Thank you.
So, guys, we're going to take a short break, but we'll be back with our film review segment, Everyone's a Critic, right after this.
Hi, my name is ReneMarie. I'm the president and founder of ReneMarie's Language of Love Foundation Incorporated. We are so excited. On May 6th, 2018, from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., we are about to launch our 4th annual telethon. We are partnering with Willie Gill Productions and the Village Connection Radio Studio. It is so exciting that we have this platform to change lives. We are planning on having doctors, entertainers, stroke survivors, so that you can hear their story and how it feels to suffer a stroke. I myself have suffered a stroke back in 1989. With the blessing to have a second chance at life, I became an advocate and started a foundation. I am so blessed to have a telethon team and to have a Stroke of Luck Internet TV program team. At 8:30 a.m., my Stroke of Luck Internet TV program kicks off the telethon with wonderful information, with music, with stories, with doctors, with entertainers. Then we'll be intermingling with the Village Connection Radio TV channel station. We are come on for their commercials. I'll be co-hosting some of the shows. My team will be co-hosting some of the shows. We really are blessed to have this platform to save lives. It is a passion of mine to bring hope and love to people, to save their lives. And not only, if you think about it, not only saving their lives as far as physically, but save their lives, save the quality of life. And that really has to do with, having the support and the love around you when you're recovering from a stroke. So please join us. We are on a roll with our 4th annual telethon, May 6th, 2018, from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. We'll be broadcasting live from the Village Connection Radio Studio in Long Island. If you'd like to donate today, we're so grateful and thankful for your partnering with us. Please go to either website. You can donate at www.ReneMarieLanguageOfLove.org, or www.languageoflovetelethon.org. You'll be able to click on the PayPal link and make any donation. Any donation we are grateful for. Thank you so much. We look forward to being with you on that day. Say hi, Facebook Live, stream in. And if you have a story about your strokes or someone you know and love who had a stroke or aphasia, please contact us. We would love to hear your story, and you could become part of our family. Thank you. And together, we are lifting our voices and changing the face of strokes and aphasia locally and around the globe. See you there.
Hey guys, we're back. This is Under the Radar. I'm your host, Randy Unger, and this is our film review segment, Everyone's a Critic, and I want to welcome to the couch Mr. John Bartnick.
Hello.
Mr. Dave Wexler.
Howdy, folks.
And Mr. CJ Oakland.
Hello.
Gentlemen, how are you today?
Very good.
Good. Thanks for coming by. This is great.
Absolutely.
So, we've got two films today, as usual.
Well, first, it was your birthday.
It was my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh,
I
happy
actually
birthday.
brought you a little surprise for your birthday.
Oh my god.
We all pitched in on it before.
We totally did, and when he says that, he means me.
Yeah.
Well, now the whole conversation, I had made you this
Oh, there it is.
originally, but then he said, Tim Burton sucks, which I feel is wrong.
No, he sucks now.
Yeah. Oh,
Not-
yeah.
Not during nightmares.
So I made you
it
this
worked
instead. So,
This morning?
last night, yeah, that's why that's why I looked like I just had a bender. is
Well, I want
'cause-
to show that one.
yeah.
We got a little Oogie Boogie over here. Awesome box. I don't know what I'm going to put in there, but I'll figure it out. And a little Aladdin action genie right there.
nice.
That's
Oh,
cool.
wow. That's fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you,
No,
sir.
no problem. Happy birthday.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry I had a case of death on your birthday. That was horrible.
Yeah, you were sick. That was
Yeah, oh,
unfortunate.
yeah.
But you're okay now, I hope.
Emotionally, no. Otherwise, yes.
Okay. Well, let's dive right in.
Yeah,
shall we?
back to the movies.
Yes,
I'm going to stop derailing
back to
this.
the
I'm
task at hand,
sorry.
Yes. So we've got Measure of a Man. It's a coming-of-age drama about a young kid. He's like, I think, what, 16?
Just to play on words, I'm
What?
16. I'm sorry. You said measure of man and then a coming of age. I was just like,
No, John.
sorry. I'm a child at heart.
It's okay. That's why we love you. Basically,
You're
it's
not,
about
please.
this young teen who is spending a summer up in a house in 1970s.
New York, I think it was.
Yeah, it's
Upstate New York.
upstate New
Yeah.
And basically, he takes a job with working for Donald Sutherland, like gardening,
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
manual labor, for $2 an hour.
Yeah, we've all been there.
It's big money in
working-
76.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
We've all been there working in the 1970s. So
Yeah, we have. haven't we? So basically, it's he's learning responsibility through work, through meeting a girl, through bullies and standing up to them and stuff like that. It's been done before. It's been done to death, actually. But I really like this movie. I thought it was kind of a refreshing take on the whole
I
genre.
enjoyed it. Like you said, there's been a lot of coming of age stories, and there's always going to be they're never going to stop happening because people are going to keep growing up anyway.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it was a very good movie. I really like the main actor. He did a really great job.
Like Cooper.
Has he been anything else? Because I haven't looked into
Not a
it.
huge amount of stuff. He's kind of up and coming, but he's
I hope he continues to do stuff.
Yeah.
He did a great job in this performance here.
Yeah. Dave, what do you think?
I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was very authentic to the kind of time and place that it took place. I thought the cast was very good at fitting into that kind of scenario. I thought it dragged a little bit in places.
Okay.
There were kind of parts that they brought up in the narrative that weren't like relevant in the end, and like parts that weren't like finished in terms of what they wanted to introduce, and it felt like there was a lot of filler.
Okay.
But in terms of that, aside from that, I thought that the tale surrounding the main character was pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's been done before.
Yeah, exactly.
But the actors like took it to a kind of a new level. I'd say.
His relationships were good.
Yeah.
They felt pretty real. So
Yeah.
it was good that way.
I like him. He has a pretty solid opinion about it. There's things that I really enjoyed about this movie, but then there are things that it was just like, oh wow, is this a sequel? Like, there's literally parts in this movie where it's just like, oh, and then my dad went away. I'm like, the father's in it for 5 minutes, 3.5 in the beginning, and 1.5 minutes at the end.
Gill-Wilson,
yeah. Yeah, I not even the good Wilson either. Like the one thing that I hated in this movie was just like, well, one, it's a movie, right? So it's a visual and audio medium, but they kept on shoving down my face at like my gullet that the kid was fat. Not that I could see that already, but every time, like, who sneaks ho-hos and snickerdoodles on the family vacation?
Well, I know it's based on a book. I don't know if it's an autobiographical book or like a fictional book, but it's definitely like someone wrote it talking about their experiences. So, like, I've absolutely gone on road trips and packed snacks because I'm like, well, I know I'm just going to buy snacks there, so I might as well bring something.
Yeah, but the thing, you say that very nicely and politely in favor of this movie. This kid puts Archie comics in his backpack. So right off the bat, I already don't like him as a comic book fan. Archie comics, and not like
You got a problem with Archie?
Yeah, the hell with Jughead. Yes.
Take it outside, guys.
Can I get one Marvel comic today, and I'll pay you two tomorrow? Like, screw Archie comics, and not just one Archie comics. He had like 25 in a bag. Who has that many Archie comics? The creator of Archie doesn't have that many Archie comics. That and for the first 20 minutes of the movie, all you see is this kid just shoving food down his throat. Yeah. Like, I get it. He's fat. I have eyes. I can see he's overweight. Like, as a fat person, there's more to me than just, what type of snack I have. I'm sometimes funny, not right now.
So you didn't think the character was developed or was presented?
It seemed like he got developed in the book and they forgot to develop him in the movie. Like, this literally seems like a sequel because I'm supposed to be invested in all these characters and I don't know anything about him.
Yeah.
Like, the first 10 minutes, his friend goes away and it's like this whole big sad moment. How is that supposed to be sad to me? I don't even know this bitch.
Yeah.
Like, this, 15-year-old girl's like, oh, I'm leaving. He's like, what? No. Like, how am I supposed to be sad?
Okay. Well.
Yeah. Maybe that might relate to, like, why I thought a lot of it felt like filler.
Yeah.
Like it seems like they had a lot of scenes in there where they were trying to, like, give him some character traits, you know, through these scenes and through these relationships. And then, like, something bad would happen to him and that would cut to the next scene. He'd just be, like, all happy, like, eating dinner with his family. It's like, wait, was that important? Like, what happened because of that? Like, it just seemed to kind of gloss over some of those things.
Did you guys like the relationship between him and Donald Sutherland, CJ?
I thought it was pretty good. Like, it's definitely like a low-key thing. Like, I thought it would be like, the main thing in the movie was like this guy being like the mentor, but it's really kind of back and forth between like his life and also when he goes to see Donald Sutherland. Like, there's good stretches where he doesn't show up, but he does give good advice. Like, he does show himself as like a role model. Like, they do a really nice thing with him relating to the bullying that you find out in the movie. But
it's sort of like a Yoda Luke Skywalker relationship in a weird, loose way. You know?
Yeah.
But
I mean, when Donald Sutherland's on the screen, he shines because I don't think he can act poorly anymore. I guess once you hit a certain age, it's just like, oh, Oscar.
Yeah.
Like, I want him to get an award.
It's the Morgan Freeman aspect.
Yeah, like he was solid. And then, but the problem is that like half the movie is like, oh my god, I can't believe this happened. But why do I care? And then the second parts that work really well are like, oh, okay, but they're scripted a mile away.
Yeah.
Like towards the end of the movie when Donald Sutherland was on the bench, no spoilers.
Right.
But you know exactly what is leading up to when he's just sitting like this on the bench talking to the kid. I called that a mile away. Watched it with a friend. I was like, hey, X, Y, and Z is probably going to happen. And she was like, no, don't be stupid. And she's like, oh, all that happened.
Yeah.
Like, it was a very predictable movie, but the stuff that was predictable was really good.
Yeah.
Like, they perfected predictability. but then for some reason they just like, oh, feel emotion when it wasn't earned.
I think to me it's that it's not so much a movie meant for the viewer. Like, it's not like, oh, the reveal of like what's up with this character or how these people are isn't for us our sake. It's for the main character, and like I empathize with him a little more. Like, it's a movie about a kid figuring stuff out. Like, we see this stuff going on with the parents where it's like not explicitly said like what's going on, and we're like trying to figure out, okay, like what's happening here, but that's what the kid feels. Right. The kid only sees glimpses of other people's lives and has to figure it out for himself. Like, you see he's more withdrawn. Like, he has his one friend he knows from this place, and he was going to spend the one summer talking to the girl, and then she's gone, and now he has like no one left, and now the dad has his problems and goes, and this kid's wondering what to do. But like, as he works for Dad in Sutherland, as he has to deal with these bullies, you see him like starting to open up and meet other people.
That's a good point. One other thing. Yeah. Have you seen was it Summer of Sam?
Yes.
Or at least know the
David
movie.
Berkowitz story.
Yeah. You remember John Leguizamo in it? Rewatch this movie and watch The Bully. He does a John Leguizamo impression through the whole thing, and it was so distracting.
I thought he was more of the guy for the brother in Get Out. I forget his name. Who am I thinking of? Caleb Landry
Very
Jones.
similar, yeah.
That was the same voice. I thought he was doing an impression of him.
Literally, John Leguizamo sounds just like that.
I gotta rewatch Summer of Sam.
Also, during the whole movie, I'm like, God, I hope Summer of Sam comes in soon, because it was the same summer. So, and because it was so prominent, like the year. Oh, it's X year, Summer of Sam. You know,
Yeah,
like they didn't mention Summer of Sam.
I think it was the same year.
76, right?
No, 77.
Or 77.
That was Summer of Sam, 77.
This movie could have used a good serial killer. I mean.
Maybe
So.
that'll be the sequel.
Yeah, he finds out like, I can't wait to come back next year at Camp Crystal Lake.
I can't wait for number one of this movie to happen, because I will watch that, and then I'll understand everything that happens in this.
Gotcha.
So,
well, guys, I know you're largely here for not Measure of Man, but for a different movie.
Yeah.
So I think we're just gonna dive into that now, and
many spoilers.
Spoiler alert, guys. We're on high alert for spoilers, and this is for Avengers Infinity War. It's a huge movie. It's epic. It's superheroes left and right, and you're about to hear some spoilers.
If you have not seen it, go see it for yourself. Like, I don't want to be like, stop watching Randy's show, but if you are interested in the movie, go see it yourself. Because don't listen to us tell the plot of the movie for you, because it will only be worse than what it really is. Like, it is a great movie.
You gonna let him be on the show just bashing your show like this?
Yeah.
That's just rude. Stop watching our show. No, watch our show. Just deal with it.
Yeah. Deal with the spoilers, guys, because this is gonna be.
We warned you 7-8 times now. Spoilers are ahead. Now let's get down and dirty.
So okay, basically this is the third installment of the Avengers franchise and the 19th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You've got Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Captain America, Guardians, Doctor Strange, all trying to thwart the evil Thanos from collecting all the Infinity Stones to exact control over the galaxy and the universe. And yeah, John, what are your thoughts?
I'm so happy there's spoilers, because I wouldn't be able to be on the show if not. Because otherwise it was good to see it.
Yeah.
And that would be the whole review. Like, from beginning to end. And actually, can we just review a review of the movie first? Have you guys seen The New Yorker, I believe it was, on how, he just completely laid into this movie about, there's no beginning, there's no middle, there's an end. It feels more like a season finale than a movie. How could they have made this?
That's kind of what it is.
And here's the thing. I accepted that review from like New Yorker and New York Times for Avengers 2, Age of Ultron. Civil War. I accepted that. That's fine. But when you get up to movie 19, you're not allowed to be like, this isn't a standalone film. How dare you? No, once you're hit 19, either watch the others or don't review it.
Yeah, like this is definitely a movie where you don't go into this without having seen the other ones. Like, maybe you haven't seen all of them, but it's like you want to, because this is the movie where this is what pays off. Like, we know Thor's character arc. We know Tony Stark's character arc. Like, we know the characters. We don't need to be introduced again. We can just go right into them, and we know who all these people are. And then we see them interact. Like, you don't have to spend a lot of time with other movies where you reintroduce a character every time. Like, we knew right off the bat who everyone was.
Well, I'll be honest with you, though. I did have to go on YouTube and look up a few recaps
to
refresh my memory.
How dare you, sir?
This isn't a movie.
How dare you?
This isn't a movie you see for character development. especially for the heroes.
Yeah, this is for the character finale. Like, this is where we've seen them developing, and we want to see where they are now dealing with this situation and how it impacts them. Like, this is a situation and how these characters evolve.
This has been building up since 2008, so it's 10
It's a 10-year journey you have to go on, and if you're not anywhere into that journey, why are you seeing the movie? Why even bother reviewing it? Because of course you're not going to like it. If I hate, God forbid, the Beatles, and I see a movie about the Beatles, a documentary, of course I'm not going to like the documentary. I don't like the band. Why review it?
Well, I never read the comic books, but I thought this
The Beatles comic books.
Yeah, the Beatles comic. I had that in Archie.
I'll do the funny shit there. That's pretty good though. Good callback.
What did you guys think of the acting? Some pretty heavy performances.
I really enjoyed the acting. Like, I felt a lot of people did the best performances they've done so far. Like, we really got to see like people evolve. Like, Robert Downey Jr. did a fantastic job. Like, the thing that surprised me most is that Captain America isn't really a main character in this movie. Like, he really went through his whole character arc going into Civil War. Like, that was kind of the end of it there, and now it's like, we know who Cap is now. And it was like more Vision and Scarlet Witch got to be bigger main characters, which I enjoyed. Like, they highlighted people we don't get to see as much.
And they were kind of like on vacation in Paris? What was that?
Scotland.
Yeah, they were in Scotland, where it's like, in the comics, they were in love, and like, we didn't see that show up in Civil War too much. Like, but now this is like, in the event. Like,
I feel like they kind of sprinkled it.
Yeah,
throughout
it's like you
Civil
could see the
War.
seeds of it, and now this one's like where they are in a relationship, but it's like Romeo and Juliet, where they still have the Civil War. They're both on opposite sides, and Scarlet Witch is like a traitor to the United States with Captain America, so like they can't really be together, but they do it anyway.
Right, and you've got Captain America kind of in a supporting role. Same with T'Challa, but that makes sense because he's still riding the high.
Well, he was kind of like that in Black Panther, though, because the most interesting people in Black Panther was people around Black Panther, not T'Challa, because he went through a huge story arc in Civil War in, what, half an hour, really.
What is the scientist's name, the girl?
Shuri, the younger sister.
She was in this movie for like a minute.
But that's also
and
like,
she stole the show.
She was great. Yeah.
She stole the show for that
minute. Why did you
minute.
think of doing that procedure?
Because we didn't think of it.
That's good. So what?
I thought the relationship between Gamora and Thanos was actually pretty interesting too. Like, Josh Brolin brought a lot of good animation. This is a terrible pun, but like, he was animated and then they animated over that. Like, as an actor though, like whatever motion capture they were using for Thanos it translated very well.
Yeah,
I thought they brought a lot of kind of
perfect
physical
voice
depth to it. Yeah, and then Gamora's relationship to him, which was obviously very difficult, love-hate kind of thing.
Like he was the foster father.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, kidnapped father, really.
I
mean,
like
he murdered half of her planet.
He didn't go to the world and be like, oh, this poor child left all alone. How dare you, heathens? No, he's like, oh, kill that half. I'll take her.
I thought it was a great move for like them to have Gamora tell her friends that if/when she goes over to Thanos' side, essentially, if he gets to her to kill her, because that means she somehow knew it was going to happen, and that created a lot of kind of just implied backstory between her and Thanos, and that was really
we've
good.
always only seen it from Gamora's perspective, or her saying how Thanos kidnapped me, killed my people, forced me to be his soldier, and calls me his daughter. But you could tell there wasn't really a lot of love on that side. She knew she'd been kidnapped and all this, but when she's in the movie fighting Thanos, you see the emotion on her face. She was raised by him for 20 years.
Yeah.
But she was dead certain. Even though he raised her, trained her, and all this, and she wants to kill him to save the universe. Yeah. The one moment I loved is her going, "Well, you don't love me, so you can't do this." And then seeing Thanos in that scene was amazing. Josh Brolin did a fantastic job.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like of that scene was they really extended how long she was dumb in that scene. Oh, you love nothing. Ha ha ha. Ha ha, you finally get what you want. Oh, tears, Mr. Thanos, man. Oh.
But that works for me because it's Gamora in denial. She is.
Yeah, but you didn't have to do it 10 minutes.
Yeah, but she knows 100% Thanos does not love me. He isn't monster. He's incapable of love. And then finding out he actually does, and that's the moment that it happens, is a really great character trait to put in your villain. The thing I was afraid of was Thanos. Was you introduce him in the Avengers, we see him in little glimpses, and there's no way Thanos can actually live up to this hype.
Yeah.
And they nailed it. Josh Brolin actually played an amazing Thanos.
Great voice, great facial motion capture, and I think this is the first time in recent movies that I've seen a villain win. Pretty much. I mean, obviously it's a cliffhanger, but
there's always been kind of
he's victorious.
Pyrrhic victories. Technically, Zemo won in Civil War. He got what he wanted, but it's wasn't
Yeah.
a good plan. But for Thanos to win was a huge thing.
Yeah, I was just talking to the guys outside. I'm like, the first time I saw it, I have a 7-year-old girl, and she's an absolute Marvel fanatic. She loves comic books. I come back, and I'm just kind of sitting there, and then I had to talk to her mother the next day. She's like, "Oh, it was the 10-year anniversary. What'd you think of the movie?" I'm like, "I'm not sure if Mona should see it, my kid." And she's like, "What? Why?" I'm just like, "I can't say because of all the spoilers, and like I didn't know what to expect. I am 33 years old. I know these are movies that are made up. I know how the comic books end. I know everything's going to be fine in number 2. Leaving the theater, I was like, just a little bitch all over my
Peter
face.
Parker dying.
I was crying in the theater.
Holy shit, that was like...
Did not think they would go there.
Yeah.
Even though you knew half of them were going to die, I didn't think they'd take him.
And not just that, but him saying,
obviously
I
they
don't
did
want to
for the
go,
emotion.
grabbing onto him like a kid would.
This is Tony Stark's nightmare, is watching these people die. Like, they've said that so explicitly in, like, Age of Ultron and Civil War. Like, this is what Tony Stark always feared, is, like, seeing the people he loves die and he's left to live. And Peter Parker dying in his arms, like, that was the most emotional scene. Like, that truly broke my heart.
Yeah. Like, and what's funny is, I promised my kid, so I bring her. And I'm like, all right, listen, there's going to be some shit. Okay? Like, don't worry. It's a movie. Calm down. Don't, we'll go get you a toy afterwards, okay? Because Spider-Man that's hers. Spider-Man is all over it. And knowing that broke my heart because that most effective scene in the movie was with Spider-Man, I feel. So after the movie happens, me and her are walking to the car. I'm like, so, sweetie, what'd you think? She's like, oh, it was awesome. I'm like, well, you're not sad? She's like, no, why would I be? I'm like, well, do you know what happened? And she's like, yeah, they all died. And I'm like, you're 7, so why aren't you... I'm like, what's going on here? She's like, well, Captain America's still alive and the Avengers are still alive. They're not going to stop until they're back. That's what being a hero is. And I was like, oh my God, my little baby grew up. And then on the car ride home, I'm like, they're all dead, cry! How dare you? That's Spider-Man. Don't you care about Uncle Ben? Like, anything. Like, just...
They went to
like, of course I didn't yell at her, but I did in my head.
Well, okay, so they all evaporated into, like, this ashy...
Dust, yeah. They went to ash, yeah.
They're in a different dimension, I hope.
No, they're just...
No, they're
they
right
gone?
from
They're
existence.
So, are they going to try to go back in time now?
I think when they get the Infinity Stones, they might be able to say, like, undo this one thing Thanos did.
Yeah.
Like, they can bring back everyone
There's
going to
be a big reset button.
Yeah.
I hope.
Which, that's the thing, is I think that's going to happen in the second one is definitely, like, they have to bring these people back. But what I'm hoping for is that it's not the end of the movie. They, at the end of the movie, they bring everyone back and it's a happy ending. No, I want it to be, they get the Infinity Stones from Thanos, and they bring everyone back halfway through the movie. And then Thanos is like, well, I'm just going to do this again coming after them. And the Avengers have to fight, and you're going to have a fight where they say, oh, we got the Infinity Stones. We're gods now. We can do anything. And Cap says, no, we can't become like that. And needs to fight Thanos like himself. Like, I'm pretty sure that's how the movie's going to go. Is I want to see Iron Man want to be like, well, I can use this to bring back everyone who ever died. I can bring back my parents. I can bring back everyone who died in the first Avengers. Like, we can solve everything. And and Cap will be the one to say, no, we can't be the ones to do that.
I feel like the whole team that's left, like the original Avengers are left, most of that team is gone at the end of number 2. And I feel like you either have to keep around Chris Evans or Iron Man. I feel like the smarter choice would be keep around Iron Man because he's the one who wanted to sign the Accords in Civil War and make him live with the fact that his friend, one of his only true friends, is now dead. And he, and then that way you could have Bucky try and carry on the mantle or Falcon try and carry on the mantle. Like, you need that Cap death.
Or even was Shuri, right? Wasn't there a rumor that she was going to be an Iron person?
Iron Man, that's also from the comics, but it's a different person. It slips my mind.
Riri Williams?
Yeah, there you go. Show up. I don't like him anymore.
So what did you guys think of the way the story progressed? Because you've got, like, clusters of heroes, like 3 or 4 heroes in one scene, then a totally different set of heroes in the other. There wasn't a lot of meshing of these little groups. What did you guys think of that?
Yeah, that's mostly financial and scheduling. Like, as a person who likes movies, I know that. Like, it's you have like 30 people, you have to have like 10 a scene.
Right.
But the main thing is like you can't have a scene with 16 people and expect everyone to have a moment. If they do it in the smaller groups and it's like each person get a moment to shine, they kind of mix it up.
It would have been cool to see them all together though. Like
that's number 2.
That
Hopefully,
in the second one, it's just the whole team lined up.
Yeah.
God.
The juggling of the scenes was okay. I didn't think it was great. There were definitely some times where you're like, oh, we're jumping back to these guys now. Like, what happened here?
Uneven.
I thought so too.
That was like my
especially
only
towards
criticism.
the beginning, the first half. It was a lot of and it's also like a lot of like skipping of narrative there. You know, it's like Thanos just shows up and he's already apparently destroyed all of Xandar, which they set up pretty nicely at the end of
Thor's
like Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Well, it's supposed to be this is like sort of the sequel to Ragnarok, right? This is like the next one.
Yeah, it takes place directly after Ragnarok.
There's a lot of destroying what they'd set up. Like very carefully in previous movies, and that kind of annoyed me a little bit.
I was really torn at the end after seeing it because, like, it takes, if you're invested, it takes a lot out of you seeing this for the first time. Like, I was shook. Yeah. Like, I've had women cheat on me that I took way better. Like, at the end of this, I'm just like, oh man, like, I don't know what to think, and I didn't know how to think. I'm like, well, it's part 1, so it's fine. But then I heard, I'm like, well, there was a review on YouTube, name slips in my mind. But he was like, well, it's not an Avengers movie. It's a Thanos movie, and that movie finished perfectly. Yeah. Because it introduces Thanos, he has a story arc, boom, he wipes half of all people in the universe, and it was perfect. He accomplished, the hero in his tale won. Mm-hmm. And that broke me, like, deep. Like, it's going to take a year to recover.
Yeah. It was definitely a great way to end the film, where you see, like, the Avengers broken and just... We don't even end with them and their emotions. We end with Thanos sitting there smiling at a job well done.
It was a Thanos movie.
That.
It really was.
That hurt deeply when that happened.
Yeah, this is a great villain. So was Michael B. Jordan.
They kind of cracked their villain problem.
Well, that was the big criticism of Marvel for the first some odd years, 7 years or so of the franchise. All the villains were kind of cookie cutter.
Yeah, wasn't like Iron Man just kind of like a Lex Luthor type played by William Hurt? In like a big suit.
Ironmonger?
No, that was Jeff Bridges.
Oh, I'm sorry. They look the same.
Yeah, but I mean, in Iron Man 3 is the same kind of thing. It was just the extremist guy. Guy Pearce was just
I'm the Mandarin.
Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Ronan. The Accuser was just a bad guy.
You need a villain with like not heart, but like a personality
and motivation too. They never really kind of gave you that. It's like Ronan the Accuser in Guardians 1 hates everybody, but you don't really know why. You know.
We know why because they're comic books, but
right, exactly. You know, if you're just watching the movies, you don't get that.
You got people like who was it? James Cameron saying like superhero fatigue, like it's gonna burn out. Like there are so many people saying like superhero movies are a fad now, like westerns, which they are. Like they've definitely come into the vogue, and like it will come to an end. But people are saying, oh, it's like it's just wearing out, thin, and it's not good anymore. But Marvel is putting out some of the best movies they've ever done. Like Thor Ragnarok was amazing. Black Panther was amazing, and Avengers Infinity War was amazing.
The superhero formula is definitely altering a bit. It's evolving.
Yeah, it's like you had to do it to build this stuff up, and now it's like now they're taking risks. Now they're going in different directions.
What did we talk about on the way here about James Cameron in the car? How I'm just like, he needs to shut the hell up. Like, oh, I'm so sick and tired of this comic book movie blockbuster summer. It's like, what movies did you do?
I'm working on
you just mad it's not about you and you don't have like the 1, 2, and 3 spots anymore. Screw you.
Cough.
Just wait until you do Avatars 2 through 5. Then you see originality.
He's really made like 3 original movies, but he just kind of keeps extending them to sequels.
They're amazing.
He's a great movie guy. Like he does great.
He's a great director.
But maybe you should shut the hell up because now you badmouth Wonder Woman. You know, at first, and then you badmouth Avengers, the #1 movie ever.
Wasn't he gonna do Spider-Man back in the early?
He was going to do Spider-Man with
DiCaprio.
With DiCaprio,
that would have been pretty cool, I think.
That would have been great, except it would have been a James Cameron movie, not a Spider-Man movie.
That's a good point. All right, guys. So we only have like a few minutes left. What are you guys looking forward to in theaters, CJ?
I'm literally just going to be shell-shocked until Infinity War comes out.
Just going to see Avengers a few more times?
Oh, yeah. I saw it twice now, and it's amazing that the last 10 minutes of the film, the theater is just dead quiet. Yeah. Both times. Like, even a week later, it's like everyone's dead.
You got to wait for the end credits sequence.
You're going in watching, it's just like, oh, they're about to scream. Yeah, they scream. Ant-Man the Wasp, I'm super excited for, because I feel that movie should end with, like, the original Ant-Man and Wasp going to dust.
Okay. Okay.
Just call them that.
That's the next Marvel.
That's the next
Yeah,
Marvel
it's not
movie.
the
That's canon.
The original Wasp was going to be in it too, right?
Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer. I can't wait to see her in leather again. Like, that's very sexist of me to say, and I apologize, but she's like my childhood crush.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Deadpool too.
Yeah, I was gonna say Deadpool 2 is my.
That's the
top
next
of my
Marvel.
list right
That's
now.
the next Marvel.
Yeah,
Maybe
even though it's not part of the MCU yet.
Yeah,
in case that
Deadpool
big
2
Fox
even
merger
deeper.
Pulls off,
Like-
but,
it's getting there.
yeah,
Hopefully
but yeah,
by the
like
third one.
every little snippet of preview or commercial I see for the movie makes me want to see it more, and
Yeah.
it just looks hilarious. And they make the one thing I really wanted them to do, which they do, it's already been in a preview, is have Deadpool make fun of Josh Brolin as Cable for also being Thanos.
Of course.
Yeah.
And of course,
He's in there, Thanos.
he's in
That
there,
was great.
Thanos. That
You're
was-
so
I
dark.
laughed my-
It must be
my
like
ass
you're
off
in
when I
DC
saw it.
universe.
Yeah, right.
So guys, speaking of superhero movies, it's like all we have in our brains today. Incredibles 2. That I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah.
Not me so
Really?
much. Not me so much.
Because
I was never a huge fan of the first Incredibles. It was a wonderful done movie, and this looks great. But it's basically Fantastic Four. But I want a Fantastic Four done right. So I just get bitter. You know, it's like that hot chick that breaks up.
So you want them to take the quality and power and energy of the Incredibles and transform it into a live action Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Well,
That
look at
would
all
be
the characters in the in Incredibles. That's Fantastic
Yeah,
Four
that's true.
minus Dash.
And the baby.
Yeah.
Incredibles 1 was one of the only movies I've ever seen where the second it was over, the instant it was over, I was like, I want more of this now.
But it's like
and
10
it took
years later,
so
it feels
long
like it's
for it to
too
finally
late.
happen.
It
Yeah.
works.
It
It's
literally
kinda
ends
interesting
the
how it's
first
taken
issue of Fantastic Four with the Underminer coming out,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Let's go."
Yeah.
It looks great.
That's-
Like,
that's-
I
I'm
love-
sorry, I Keanu Reeve that. I didn't mean to do it.
Let's go.
Like,
Brad
whoa.
Bird did a great job directing that movie, and like I know he's been working hard to make Incredibles 2 happen, and I'm happy we're getting it.
Yeah.
I just hope it hasn't been too long, you know.
Yeah, I think it'll be okay. I think
Like I said, wonderful movie, great directing, acting, and all
It was
that.
ahead
It's
of its
just
time
that's not the
with
movie I
superhero.
wanted.
It
as
came
long
too
as
soon.
it's not another Monsters University, because that was.
I enjoyed
You
that.
did?
Yeah, there was
don't know.
there was some like inaccuracies,
Yeah.
but they did the best they could.
All right. Well, guys, we have like 10 seconds left. What do you have to plug, CJ? Anything?
Pass.
Nothing for me to plug.
Nothing
either.
plug?
No.
I will plug it like number one, go see Infinity War. Have to go and see Infinity. Go get yourself fisted. Okay, this is the best movie. You can find me on. Did he pull a plug on me? No. You can find me on YouTube at Nerd Sutra. I review porn without porn, as if it's a real movie. You could also, if you like what I make, from what I made Unger, you contact me on Facebook, John Bartnick, and
Beautiful.
I sell them. So.
Awesome. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
It was
It was a pleasure.
amazing. I think I'm going to go see Avengers again tonight.
Yeah.
And hope to have all of you on again real soon.
Oh yeah.
All right. Cool.
I'd be here every week if you had like a smoking section.
Yeah, we're
I
working.
keep on, like, more importantly than the drum,
Yeah.
I
the
need a
drum-
smoking
yeah, we need that.
section.
We're
Johnny
working on
Carson, this shit.
that. I know.
Okay?
I know. We're working on it. All right. Well, guys, thanks again. And I've been your host, Randy Unger. This has been Unger the Radar. I want to thank everyone for watching again. Then the 4th annual Language of Love Telethon is still going on, so we are currently accepting donations for that. All right, guys, thanks so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, my name is ReneMarie. I'm the president and founder of ReneMarie's Language of Love Foundation Incorporated. We are so excited. On May 6th, 2018, from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., we are about to launch our 4th annual telethon. We are partnering with Willie Gill Productions and the Village Connection Radio Studio. It is so exciting that we have this platform to change lives. We are planning on having doctors, entertainers, stroke survivors, so that you can hear their story and how it feels to suffer a stroke. I myself have suffered a stroke back in 1989. With the blessing to have a second chance at life, I became an advocate and started a foundation. I am so blessed to have a telethon team and to have a Stroke of Luck Internet TV program team. At 8:30 a.m., my Stroke of Luck Internet TV program kicks off the telethon with wonderful information, with music, with stories, with doctors, with entertainers. Then we'll be intermingling with the Village Connection Radio TV channel station. We are come on for their commercials. I'll be co-hosting some of the shows. My team will be co-hosting some of the shows. We really are blessed to have this platform to save lives. It is a passion of mine to bring hope and love to people, to save their lives. And not only, if you think about it, not only saving their lives as far as physically, but save their lives, save the quality of life. And that really has to do with, having the support and the love around you when you're recovering from a stroke. So please join us. We are on a roll with our 4th annual telethon, May 6th, 2018, from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. We'll be broadcasting live from the Village Connection Radio Studio in Long Island. If you'd like to donate today, we're so grateful and thankful for your partnering with us. Please go to either website. You can donate at www.ReneMarieLanguageOfLove.org or www.languageoflovetelethon.org. You'll be able to click on the PayPal link and make any donation. Any donation we are grateful for. Thank you so much. We look forward to being with you on that day. Say hi, Facebook Live, stream in. And if you have a story about your strokes or someone you know and love who had a stroke or aphasia, please contact us. We would love to hear your story and you could become part of our family. Thank you. And together, we are lifting our voices and changing the face of strokes and aphasia locally and around the globe. See you there. I believe in love. I believe in music. And I believe in love. I believe in music. Lord knows that I believe in love. I believe in music. Lord knows that I believe in love.
Hello and welcome to this year's Language of Love Telethon. I'm Father Sam Monaco, and as we ask for all of God's blessings upon this year's telethon, I invite you now to join me as we pray. Heavenly Father, we ask that you bind us into one team as we commence this year's Language of Love Telethon for the benefit of stroke and aphasia victims and their families. Enable us to work together as part of this telethon with integrity and cheerfulness, faithfully believing your word, and faithfully rendering our commitment to the success of this telethon for your greater glory. And as we plan for widening our fellowship and offering greater financial support through this Language of Love telethon, we ask that you take away our fears of being inadequate and our overconfidence in our own gifts and talents. May we learn to depend on your lead in the plan and work we offer, setting your inspiration and guidance at the center of our vision and of our mission. Ever deepen our fellowship in the joy of your presence among us, especially in all the organizers, staff, moderators, and performers associated with this year's telethon. We ask this so that we may all go on in the living awareness of the life you have given us in Christ Jesus and of his work in us to show his love for our efforts to help stroke and aphasia victims and their families. Amen. Please enjoy this year's Language of Love telethon, and thank you.
welcome to ReneMarie's Telethon, Language of Love Telethon, our 4th annual Telethon. And I keep saying it, but I want to give much gratitude to the Village Connection Radio Studio, the networking studio, and I have to. We really owe Jim a lot today, because Jim really has done a wonderful job. But not only that, but you don't see on the back end how in tune and focused he was, and to be in tune and focused since 8 o'clock until this point, 2 o'clock. And have done extremely well for his first telethon, and we've really been, winging it, and really, when I say winging it, I don't mean that we're just don't care. I'm saying like we do the best we can. We try to cross our T's and dot our I's, but we also have to expect, challenges when you're going through it. And Jim hasn't had one challenge today that you saw, because on the back end it's really hard. So I wanna lay out the rest of the telethon. We all won't probably match today.
I know, right?
Except
Most
for-
of us.
Yes,
Except
yes.
for me.
But okay, so we're gonna Judy in 2 seconds is gonna introduce our favorite Elvis tribute artist, Andrew Ratway, who is Judy's husband, who does a phenomenal job. And not because he sounds like Elvis, but because he does things from his heart and his soul. He just loves to sing Elvis. And then we're going to interview Ginny and Herb, who have been on the team, and Nancy's going to be involved with that, and my friend Bobby Baby Walker. And then if I could throw a little wrench into the system, Jim, after we interview them, could you put a commercial on for us?
I could do that. I am having a problem with one of these songs, though. This Loving You song is an MWA file.
Okay.
What does that mean?
That means it's not clicking?
It's something I can't even open.
Well, you see, that's Apple, and Apple does not like MWA.
Oh, really? Does the other one work?
And
It's
MWA
okay.
is a Microsoft.
Jim, don't worry about it.
Keep talking.
Okay. Anyway, so we're gonna put on the song. We're gonna let Judy introduce Andrew, but then we're gonna take a break. With an transition video. We're gonna have Nan and David come back in. We're gonna have Terry George sing, and then we're all coming to really celebrate life and really celebrate the accomplishment of today, because it was a huge accomplishment that we couldn't have accomplished without everybody's help, especially Jim.
I have a question. Can you sing a cappella? If you can't get it.
What's that?
Can you play that song on the air? While I play the other one, because that will work.
But I don't have it on there. I don't have it in there. You know what? I'll check. Let's do this. Let him put the first song on for him. Let Judy introduce him. Put the first song on it, and then I'll get up to see about the second one. Okay?
Okay.
Did you introduce?
Sir.
Are you ready?
Yeah, because I'm stuck on you.
All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
That was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I gotta give wonderful kudos to Jim, who just.
Yes, how you did that, right?
I mean, you know
I
what?
did that once like that too. You threw that into the microphone.
You know what?
That was rough.
The back of the house.
Did you re-rip it?
I just sang that. I did that whole background noise out of my mouth.
Jim, when I went like that, you went up. It's good.
Okay, so we'll go to an intro, a transition. What time is it? What time is it? What time was Terry supposed to be on? Terry, 2:35. 2:35. Do you want to just hold on to them until the last segment when we're all in here? Okay. Would that be okay? Okay. But I do wanna, because the back of the house was really working very hard, and I know people have seen Ginny throughout the day on the show. But this is her husband Herb, and he was doing our Facebook Live videoing. It's his first time. What do you think, expert?
It's fine. Your phone, however. No, your phone constantly disconnected.
Well, it's not.
And actually, it's really not the phone's fault. You have Verizon? Is that what you have?
I do have Verizon.
Yeah, Verizon signal here is terrible.
Well, it's the different areas you're in. So, what's the streaming into the studio, Jim? You don't know?
I think it's optimal.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But so we did a good job though. Like, it was awesome. I can't wait to go home and look at them. We're gonna look at them forever, right, Bobby? So what I would like to do is I would like to take a video break, not a video break, but a transition break. And I would like to just bring everybody, and then we'll call Bruce, because Bruce is waiting for us to call him. So we have some donations here that people would like to gift our foundation with, so that we keep the work going. We'll bring Terry George on to sing. Is there anything else that we need to do?
That's it. I think we're
That's
good.
it. And then, okay, so you know what? I'm very proud of us. We kept on schedule pretty good today, right, Jen?
Yes, we did.
We slipped a little in the beginning, but we
caught up.
We caught up.
So, you know, this is a laid back kind of like,
No, you're
oh
right.
my God.
Last year, maybe the year before, we were a little bit behind, right? It
Yes,
ran over a little bit. Yeah.
This was good with the you know, with you working the back end, and Mike and Jim working the front end, and me running around, and you know, Herb working the Facebook Live, and you know, Judy overseeing, like working with me, and it was great. It was, you know, and Nancy over there was doing her work with the timeline as well, working with Ginny. So, and Andrew, Elvis is in the house.
Thank you.
Then when we come back, I'll introduce Lori Haver, who has been a phenomenal, you know, team player. Michelangelo, who's our videographer, he's doing videography. I have Jen, who's doing social media, who we sang together. Who else is back there?
Terry.
And well, Terry's, we said Terry's going to come out, and I'm going to have Nan and David sitting here, and we're really going to stream out.
Let's do it.
And at the end, I'm going to sing. I'm not going to sing that Dionne Warwick song. I'm going to sit here and sing "I Believe in Music."
Yeah,
so
exactly.
we could all get into love and everything else. And that's it. So
Let's
we'll
do
take. You ready, Jim, to take a transition break? Jim is like in his glory. He sees the light at the end of the tunnel. He sees it. We're almost there. I have no idea how many people donated. I have no idea, you know, how much money we made. I have no idea because I've been so disconnected from the social media world and the emails in the last all day, which is a first, except for last year's telethon. We'll be right back after this moment.
Marie. I'm the president and founder of ReneMarie's Language of Love Foundation Incorporated. We are so excited. On May 6th, 2018, from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., we are about to launch our 4th annual telethon. We are partnering with Willie Gill Productions and the Village Connection Radio Studio. It is so exciting that we have this platform to change lives. We are planning on having doctors, entertainers, stroke survivors, so that you can hear their story and how it feels to suffer a stroke. I myself have suffered a stroke back in 1989. With the blessing to have a second chance at life, I became an advocate and started a foundation. I am so blessed to have a telethon team and to have a Stroke of Luck Internet TV program team. At 8:30 a.m., my Stroke of Luck Internet TV program kicks off the telethon with wonderful information, with music, with stories, with doctors, with entertainers. Then we'll be intermingling with the Village Connection Radio TV channel station. We are come on for their commercials. I'll be co-hosting some of the shows. My team will be co-hosting some of the shows. We really are blessed to have this platform to save lives. It is a passion of mine to bring hope and love to people, to save their lives. And not only, if you think about it, not only saving their lives as far as physically, but save their lives, save the quality of life. And that really has to do with, having the support and the love around you when you're recovering from a stroke. So please join us. We are on a roll with our 4th annual telethon, May 6th, 2018, from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. We'll be broadcasting live from the Village Connection Radio Studio in Long Island. If you'd like to donate today, we're so grateful and thankful for your partnering with us. Please go to either website. You can donate at www.ReneMarieLanguageOfLove.org or www.languageoflovetelethon.org. You'll be able to click on the PayPal link and make any donation. Any donation is we are grateful for. Thank you so much. We look forward to being with you on that day. Say hi, Facebook Live, stream in. And if you have a story about your strokes or someone you know and love who had a stroke or aphasia, please contact us. We would love to hear your story and you could become part of our family. Thank you. And together, we are lifting our voices and changing the face of strokes and aphasia locally and around the globe. See you there.
Hello, everybody out in the world. Yes, yes.
We're on.
We're
back on.
We're on. We're
Hey.
streaming. And Terry George, our dear Terry George, the gifted singing banker, is. Does this one work, Jim? This gifted singing banker, Terry George, who has sang at our 4 telethons,
Wow.
is going to sing God Bless America a cappella. And what's the other song? You'll Never Walk Alone, which is a perfect song for a telethon. Perfect song for a telethon. And as you can see, we're bringing everybody in to really, because I want everybody together. I always want everybody together.
Wow.
So, yep, we're bringing everybody on in. So we're going to send it over to Terry, and then we're going to come back, and I'm going to call my friend Bruce, and then we're going to have some donations made to the foundation and to the telethon, and then we're going to sing, and we're going to have a good time, and we're going to
I'm excited.
enjoy life. So go ahead, Terry.
Hello, it's great to be here at my 4th telethon for stroke awareness and aphasia, and I'm very, very proud to be here. God bless America. It's a land that I love. We'll stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains, through the prairies, through the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, our home, sweet home. God bless America, our home, sweet home. Yes, God bless America.
Our singing banker.
And also another Senior America contestant. What year were you in Senior America?
You want headphones? You want my headphones?
No, she doesn't need the earphones because she's singing a cappella.
Next song too?
Yeah.
Terry,
Oh, okay, yes.
What year were you in Senior America competition?
2016. 2016, yes. I was 3rd runner-up.
Wow.
And why are you called the singing banker?
Because I do a lot of fundraisers and I'm a banker and I sing. So I was dubbed the singing banker back in 2007.
Wow. That's awesome.
One of the reporters dubbed me the singing banker. So
you've been dubbed. It sounds like
I've been dubbed.
a knightable title you've got.
Yeah. It's great. It's great. I love it. I love to do fundraisers such as this, and I want to thank Judy because she's the one that got me into the New York Senior America pageant. She stalked me for like 9 years until I turned 60. And at my installation dinner, when I was inducted as the president of the Northport Rotary Club, Judy and Andrew came. And after my band and I did some songs and whatnot, Judy gave me a gift and she said, open it, open it. I'm like, Judy, I'm just too excited right now. So she said, no, open it, please. And in the bag that she gave me was the application for the Ms. New York Senior America.
Because when Judy, that's why I love having Judy on the board. When she wants something, like there's, she just keeps, very kindly, she keeps pursuing it. Very
She called
kindly.
me for my birthday for 9 years. And when I was 58, I was like, Judy, I think you're stalking me now. Trying to scare me. And we've been friends ever since.
Oh, good, good. Okay,
So what are you doing now?
I'm going to do You'll Never Walk Alone.
Beautiful song.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark, because at the end of the storm is a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. You walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams may be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Thank you. Thank you. I have to say, this is the first time I didn't have my accompanist, Frank, by my side.
I know.
But I had to come and do this anyway.
That's
yes,
great.
Yes, and next year we're gonna, have a different, a bigger location.
We're doing it at
Jim
Radio
is-
City.
So Terry, come hang out with us.
I'll come and hang out with you.
We have anybody in the? And where's Jen? And who else are we missing? I want to make sure everybody's here. Michael, make sure everybody's in here. We want to make sure everybody's here.
What happened to Steve?
We're gonna call Bruce. Bruce is a resident at an assisted living that I've performed at for years, and he prays for me all the time. He sends me emails and texts that he's praying for our mission and really for praying for us. And he always gives me a donation for the foundation for the telethon. And I would like to call him. His name is Bruce, so everybody could say hi to my friend Bruce.
Now everybody watch carefully, because this is how it's done. This is how you make a donation.
I don't know.
And then when it's done, you can run and make your donation.
Hi, Bruce. I'm good. How are you? I know. But you're able to answer the phone, and have you been watching the telethon? How have we been doing, Bruce? Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll upload it to the website, in a day or so, and you'll be able to watch and stream it all the time. But I really everybody say hi to Bruce.
Hi, Bruce.
Everybody loves you, and everybody's thinking about you, and we want to thank you for praying for us for the telethon, which is really important. Did you want to say something? Because we just have a few minutes, because we're actually winding this show down. Yes, I saw it. Bruce, you're a big help. You know, we need support. We need a team. We could never do it without you. I gotta look. I told everybody I haven't had a chance to look. So, thank you, Bruce. Thank you so much. And you know your photos on our opening and closing video. So enjoy it. You're part of our family. Okay. All right, everybody say bye to Bruce.
Bye, Bruce.
Feel better. We'll talk to you later, Bruce. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
So what's up? Where are we at?
Donations?
Yes, donations. Sorry,
Donations.
I forgot. So, Nancy. Yes. Go first.
So what's the best nation?
And you gotta have dough to be there.
Well, I've been with Renee from the beginning, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful experience on stroke awareness and what we've gone through and how far we've come. And my husband Nick and I would like to donate a check for $200 towards
thank you,
the
thank
foundation.
you.
Well, there you go.
Thank you.
Okay.
Love
and prayers.
I'll give you kisses later on
We
when
love
I
you
when I
all.
can reach you. So thank you.
Thank you.
You know what? We're blessed to all be working together. That's the best thing, and that's why I want to make sure everybody's here and everybody's present when we're, you know, because it's about us all working together. So,
Yeah.
Ginny.
I, second what Nancy said, I met Renee 3 years ago at the first telethon, and, her big heart touched my heart, and her drive and her passion for what she's doing is that I want to be more involved and part of the family now, and it's it does my heart good, and there's a special place in heaven, will be for
Oh, yes.
So,
I don't want to go yet.
No, you don't go.
I was up there one time. I want a little more time on Earth.
No rush.
So, in the meantime, this is from Jasmine Lai.
Yes.
A donation from our acupuncturist
Thank you.
to go into the bank. This is from my company,
Oh.
Nana. Their Nana had a series of strokes. She went through the right
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Why don't you have them on the show?
No, they haven't been on the show. These are my employers.
No, why don't you invite them to be on the show so they could tell the story? I'm just putting it
I'll
out
ask,
there.
I'll ask.
Give them my phone number.
They're an interesting pair of guys. They're jokesters, so it might
That's
get into
okay.
a free for all at some point.
Afterwards.
This is from Herb and I.
Oh, thank you.
And I was at our civic association meeting a couple of nights ago, and spoke about the telethon, had some flyers and so on. And before I left, 2 people just ran up and handed me some money.
Oh,
so
thank you.
Not much, there's a little bit of
Thank
cash
you,
in here
thank
too.
you. And I want to let everybody know that the donations for the telethon does not end until May 25th. May 25th is going to be our closing date. So if you could stream the show to somebody, tell them tomorrow we'll send out an email blast to let everybody know what the donations are still open. Please do so, because sometimes afterwards people are like, oh my God, I should have, so please know that the donation window is not closed for the telethon until May 25th. Anything after May 25th, you're donating it, but you're donating it to our foundation solely. So, yes.
Judy.
Yay! Renee, I've been working with you for 4 years.
But we couldn't do it without Judy.
And I've enjoyed every moment. It's been challenging, but we're forging ahead, and each year it's getting better.
Yes.
And Andrew and I would like to donate $500.
Oh my God.
Woo.
But I got to tell you, it's just an honor to really know everybody. It is, and to have everybody here, and I do what I do because I love all of you, and I'm so happy to be able to do it with you. So honestly, that's it.
Well, no,
So-
we got one more from here.
Oh, we got one more.
So you can take that. That's from Nan and I.
Aw.
But we also, you're very welcome. And first of all, this has been such a blessing to be able to do this, and really, it's a great event, and these are all wonderful, wonderful people. With a lot of incredible talent. The behind-the-scenes people are fantastic too. And it's amazing. Jim and Mike and Jen.
Jen, come on back.
Come on, everybody does such an incredible job. Steve Miller was here. All of the people that were here. It's just a fantastic thing. So we're also going to, as I said earlier, I think on another segment of it, we're going to take a look at what we can give out of what comes in. We have to figure out how to set that up from whatever returns there are to Collar. So there'll definitely be more that's ongoing.
Yes,
Okay?
absolutely, positively. Absolutely. And we keep, and honestly, I just started working with Network for Good to really, because it's been a long 4 years. It's been a long 5 years.
It's been a great 5 years.
Yeah, it's been, but it's been like a lot of intense work. And now that we've laid the groundwork, like if somebody would have came to you and said, "Oh, I want to do a telethon," you'd have been like, "Okay, like what, like Fulvio." Like, what do you want to do? So it really took me and all of us to lay that groundwork for people to understand what we wanted to do. We wanted to bring love. We wanted to bring faith. We wanted to bring togetherness. We wanted to bring stroke and aphasia awareness, but we wanted to do it through the goodness of our heart. One of our, it's not on there, but one of our, visions is to treat people kindly along the way, no matter how they think about us or what they say or what they want to do, or we just say, okay, thank you, and then we go around them and we do what we need to do for our cause, and that's why everybody says I have a passion. But if you don't have a passion, you're not gonna make waves. You're not gonna make your own, make a difference. Make a difference, So, and that's what we do, and I couldn't do it without every single person in this room, and I got a gift for Jim. He's gonna love this gift. He's gonna love this gift. Although I gotta tell you, we usually do give gifts to all the players, Judy and Nancy. From the bottom of my heart, I promise to give it to you. This year has really been a challenging year for everybody involved, but the bottom line is we accomplished this telethon.
Yeah.
Let's give ourselves.
I think it's a great job.
And Jim, this is for you. And we're going to give Jim, after I sing, we're going to give Jim a gift. You know what that gift is? We're ending this telethon.
Jim gets to go home.
Renee, when was
Jim,
the
just
first
sit
time
there
the idea came to you about doing telethon? You've been doing Stroke of Luck for quite a few years.
Yeah.
But when was the first time that it came to you, we should do a telethon?
It was, I know exactly when it was. It was when I was working at Wanacue Reserve, and I met a woman there, and I believe God divines for every single thing in my life. Nothing happens without reason. And I met someone at my job that was volunteering at Adler's Aphasia Center in Maywood.
Wow.
And Elaine Adler, when I went there, she got me booked there because I suffered from aphasia. And I went there and I just walked around with Elaine Adler, and she is such a dynamic person. And her husband suffered a stroke. They were big multi in the corporate industry. They were very well known, but wonderful people. And her husband suffered a stroke, and I walked around with, and she actually, I guess she was doing her God work, and she brought me around the telethon, and she brought me around the center, and I said, she told me about the financial aspects of it, and I'm like, well, we just got to do a telethon, and I always knew that one day I'd be doing a telethon, because when I used to sit there and watch Jerry Lewis, and I'd be like, oh my God, but the bottom line is that I, like all of us, love music and love entertainment, right, David?
Oh yeah.
And music is the language of love.
It is.
So to be able to gift people with the enjoyment of singing, while we're asking for a donation, it just makes it enjoyable, that was why I loved watching the Jerry Lewis telethon.
Can I say something? We
Yeah,
got over 3,000 views.
Really?
Wow.
Live. They're never
Well, that's a record.
Yes, and bottom line is that keeps going up every single minute of every single day. It's just.
What I really want to know is, who was the one who brought you to bringing you to television?
Mr. Michelangelo.
Oh, a little self-service there, huh, Mike? Come on over here,
Come
pal.
here. Come on, Jen, get on the camera
You gotta
so
get
we
on
could
here.
so
Come
we
on,
could sing
everybody's
I believe in music and roll on out.
Ready?
I'm gonna squeeze it over here.
Squeeze in, come on.
Sweetie over here.
This is why we do what we do. This is why we do what we do.
We all in?
So I always like to give a little, on what we're going to be doing. But
That's perfect. That's perfect.
I'm going to give Dan and David the platform in 2 seconds to just roll us out, and then I'll sing I Believe in Music. But does anybody else want to say anything? No?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Renee.
Very well.
Thank you, Renee.
God bless.
God bless. Good. And let's hear for Jim again. We are, yep.
The man behind the curtain.
Yeah. We are putting Jim, you got to come over and take a photo with us when we get done, unless you want us to come by you. We'll come by you. Okay. So, what was I going to say? I'm just like burnt.
Gee, I wonder why.
What have you been doing, Mo?
Hey, yeah, right, you've been hanging out.
Yeah, but you know what?
Eating bonbons. I know.
I haven't eaten all day.
No, I have a bun.
Did I eat?
No, you did not.
That's okay. After I go home and take a shower and I'm like, I'm hungry. So
Yeah, don't wait that long. Right?
I forget what I was gonna say.
Okay,
So
So to everybody out there, now you are a member
This
of
is-
our community.
Yeah, that's right. You're part of the
You're a
family.
part
Yes.
of the family.
Right?
So remember.
Now you know the language of love. Get busy.
yes, and what I was gonna say before is that Jim today put Village Connection Radio on the map.
Yeah,
On the
really
map.
connection.
On the map. So, Jim, you could say that you did a telethon. Oh, I mean, there's not too many other networks that can say
That's
that.
exactly right.
So, if you want to be a host for this show, you come, you contact Jim and Michael, and they'll hook you up, and you can become a part of our family because we're happy to be part of the family. And Nan and David and Nan, whatever.
Well, listen, I have to say this has been a great experience. I've done a lot of things in entertainment. I've been a lot of places. I've been all over the world and performed on all kinds of stages, in front of cameras and behind cameras, and this has really been quite an experience, and it's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed every minute of it. I think that the talent has been extraordinary. I think that the people here are absolutely, completely out of their mind good. So it's for me, it's a real joy. It's been a real pleasure, and I look forward to doing it again. Hey.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Can you guys do next year's telethon?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Only the next year you got to find room for my band, Straight Shot.
Yes, we will,
Hey,
right.
I can't do it. I can't work without my boys.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can, but
Oh, we can always shoot a video.
Yeah, right. We'll do this video.
We're talking about possibly being able to do another room in this building, right?
It's possible.
Yeah. But this one.
Well, one step at a time, one day at a time, everybody. We got to get from moment to moment. Right now, what we need for you to do as soon as we get finished here is, get online, get those donations in, to languageoflovetelethon.org or ReneMarie, languageoflove.org, and get your texts and text in your number there, whatever that was.
No, it's in the back there on the table.
It's
on the screen.
You got it right up here. What are you gonna be tweeting it?
But it's online. Just go to my Facebook page.
Go to that spot and pick
Go
it
to
out.
my Facebook
and
page.
find out about everybody else, because all of these links to all of these things that you've been seeing here today, they all have incredible value. Dr. Porin Singh, everybody.
It was a good show.
Mike,
It was very
this
good.
was great, man. I've learned so much about this, and it's not only been informative, it's been really enjoyable. And I'm just grateful to be a part of it. So thank you so much. God bless you all, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Yeah, really.
So we're gonna roll out, and of course I'm gonna sing a cappella because I don't want the headset, and I don't want to go over there. I want everybody to join me.
Ready? Okay.
So what's that?
You gonna put that video on?
No, I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna sing, and then you're gonna put it on. No,
okay.
to roll
Okay.
out. Okay? So here we go.
Ready?
Well, I can just sit around making music all day long. As long as I'm making my music, I can't do nobody wrong. And who knows, maybe someday I'll come up with a song that makes people want to stop their fussing and fighting just long enough to sing along. Let's
Sing
go.
along.
I believe in music, and I believe in love. Music is love, and love is music, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I know.
And people who believe in music are the happiest people I've ever seen. So clap your hand, stomp your feet, and shake your tambourine. Lift your voices to the sky. God loves it when you sing. Let's go.
Hey! Come on, sing along.
Believe in music.
Wherever you are.
And I believe in love. One more time. I believe in music.
Everybody!
I believe in love.
Thank you so much, everybody out there. Keep going.
Music is a universal language, and love is the key to find brotherhood, peace, and understanding, and living in harmony.
Hey!
So take your brother by the hand and sing along with me. Find out what it really means to be young and rich and free. Let's go!
One more time!
I believe in music, and I believe in love. One more time, let's go.
Hey!
I believe in music. Lord knows that I believe in love. God bless everybody. We'll see you next year. Blow our kisses, let's go.
Hey!
God bless everybody.
Peace! Come on, Jim, jump in here. Somebody get a picture of this.
Peas and carrots.
I can just sit around making music all day long. As long as I'm making my music, I can't do nobody wrong. And who knows, maybe someday I'll come up with a song that makes people want to stop the fussing and fighting just long enough to sing along. Let's go, join in. I believe in music, and I believe in love. Let's go. Music is love, and love is music, if you know what I mean. And people who believe in music are the happiest people I've ever seen. So clap your hands, stomp your feet, and shake your tambourine. Lift your voices to the sky. God loves it when you sing. Let's go. I believe in music, and I believe in love. Let's go. One more time. I believe in music. Lord knows that I believe in love. Let's go. Music is a universal language, and love's the key to find brotherhood, peace, and understanding, and living in harmony. So take your brother by the hand and sing along with me. Find out what it really means to feel young and rich and free. Let's go. I believe in music, and I believe in love. One more time, let's go. I believe in music. Lord knows that I believe in love. I believe in music. Lord knows that I believe in love. God bless everybody. Have a stroke and rock, and I'll see you next week. I believe in love. I believe in music. Lord knows that